You don't need to go to Niagara Falls when you can eat some fried balls.
What is going on, NASCAR diecast collectors and diecast reviewers on YouTube? This is Original Rig right here, and welcome back, guys, to another new episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. It's good to be back in our original layouts, and it's good to be back here for the NASCAR Diecast News. And once again, guys, I want to thank you guys for all of your continued support, especially on the last episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, where we had our live stream. There were some hiccups from then and now, and it was my first live stream, so I do apologize for any concerns and also for some mess ups that happened on that live stream. But overall, everything did went smooth, and for any of you guys who tuned in and watched it, you guys really put on a really good show for the live stream, and hopefully I'll do that again very soon. And as for the other people's for the other fan base that couldn't really had time to watch it and tune in, I deeply apologize that YouTube lost the footage. I think I'm not quite sure what happened right there, but I did lost the live stream footage since I kept getting cut in and out with the live stream thing, so I do apologize for that. But hopefully on my next one I will definitely do a lot more testing and that, but that's how I learned for the live streams, guys. But glad everything went well, and I got a special treat for all you guys, as you can tune in to the end of this video once the episode ends. But we do got some NASCAR diecast news to talk about, and we're gonna, of course, we got some newly released diecast from our good friends at Plan B Sales, K-State Diecast, and Lester's Diecast. We also got some newest pre-orders as well. Definitely two of them I'm definitely going to be talking about, because they have to do with two big drivers that are really going to be very recognizable in NASCAR, that are going to be really cool to talk about. And of course, we also got cancellations from our good friends at Lionel Racing, some newly canceled diecasts that have just been announced, and so forth, guys. And also, I got a special announcement, as I said on the beginning of this intro, so stay tuned for that, guys. But we're going to go ahead and kick things off with the NASCAR Diecast News. But before we do that, guys, let's take a look at the last episode of the NASCAR Diecast News with this best-selling diecast of NASCAR Diecast News 150. Alrighty, everybody, so to kick off the show right here for the newest episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, we're going to kick things off with your newly released diecast from our good friends at Plan B Sales, K-State Diecast, and Lester's Diecast. And of course, we're going to start things off with your 164s, and mostly just your 164s, because we only have actually, we have more 164s to actually talk about than 124s. There was only one new 124 that came out. However, we do have the 164 version of this car as well, so we'll get on to that very shortly. So we're going to start things off with the 2015 Jeff Gordon Pepsi chase car. Now, when this car was originally first on pre-order, I just thought, oh lord, this is another attempt for Lionel to make some quick cash for the Jeff Gordon diecast, because they really, they made a good variety of Jeff Gordon diecasts last year, and this was a one that got announced like somewhere around late October last year. But in the renders, I wasn't really too excited about it, but it actually doesn't look too bad. The clothes really pop well with the blue Pepsi paint scheme, and you know what? It does look pretty nice. I probably would, if you guys would recommend it. I would highly suggest getting this because it does pop out a little more than just the regular black spoilers that we had on this car. I can't really quite remember where this car was driven at, but it was somewhere during one of the chase rounds. Just lucky guess because this is a chase car. That was kind of a no obvious comment right there. But yeah, I probably would recommend getting this car and so forth. Now we're getting on to the 2016 diecast, and the first one, of course, we're going to be going in numerical order. And guys, we got another Brad Keselowski Worth car. Same car as last year's, but however though, guys, this car is finally, and I mean finally, on the EL mold. For the past couple years now, when we had the Worth car released, it has been only released on the WLS mold or the PTC mold. And now we finally got a car that should have been on the EL mold last year, but there were so much screw-ups with the different types of factories that they had. But finally glad to see that this car is on the EL mold, and boy, it does look nice. But like I said, that problem could have been fixed from last year, but now since the EL mold is back as the major producer for the molds, I'm really glad to see that happening, and so forth. So really glad to see this car is finally getting the love it needs with the molding, right? So let's see right here, we also got Danica Patrick's 2016 number 10 Aspen Dental car. Definitely a different scheme for this year. It has kind of shifted off the blue and white, which it now has originally gone to the Nature's Bakery car. So I can see why they changed that scheme up, because they didn't want to be the same, even though the blue is darker on Aspen Dental instead of the bright blue on the Nature's Bakery car. But what can I say about this car? It's not too bad, I mean, what I say is my favorite Danica Patrick scheme, probably not, but it's different, and it's not too bad. I mean, I'm kind of glad they made a change for this year, but I kind of like the little photos, or whatever those little things supposed to be. I think they're supposed to be photos of of where people are at the dentist or whatever. I could be wrong, but from the picture it looks like a bunch of a collage of photos. But you can use your imagination and tell me what that is right there. But yeah, I guess I'll give props for creativity on this Aspen Dental car. Also, this car is also released in the 124 scale as well, and that's the car I just wanted to show you right there. Speaking of 124s, the Ricky Styles Jr. Fastball car is now released in the 164 scale, as on the last episode it was released on the 124 scale. And there are some differences with this car, but however though, is it just me, or just look on the top of that car? I'm just wondering if this is a mistake or not, or is this actually real life? Is there supposed to be black on the top of that car? I mean, it might be a little hard to see, but look closely right above the name shield of this car. It's right. Look at the black stripe that's in between the number and the name shield. That just looks a little funky to me, and just, I don't know. I mean, I guess there are some differences to this car. I mean, there's a lot more black on it. I mean, you see on the corner panels as well, on the rear corner panels, that there are some fading as well. So that looks pretty cool, but just, I don't know why there's black on that. I mean, I could deal with the black where it says fast and all, but the black on the front where it's above the name shield, that just looks really odd, and it's kind of giving me some OCD right there. So I don't know, guys, about this Fastenal car, but it is a Stenhouse car, and from what I know, guys, this might be your only Fastenal car that you'll get for this year, so might as well get it despite having that little, I want to say error, because that might be on the car. So who knows, guys, who knows, but definitely a weird circumstance for this Ricky Styles Jr.'s Fastenal car. The last 164 we're going to be talking about is the Eric Almirola Smithfield Fueled by Bacon car. As Steve Post likes to say, that is, of course, his favorite car. If you guys have watched the Diecast Review show, he loves Smithfield. But anyways, enough of the Diecast Review show and Steve Post, the Postman. Yeah, this car basically is, like I said, it's been the same paint scheme for about a good couple years now. I mean, they have gotten rid of some of the blue on this car, which does look a little odd to me, but I think paint scheme wise it is the same as last year's, just some different sponsors on this car. But cool to see it's on the EL mold, because last year it was on the PTC mold. So if you're looking for a better quality Eric Almirola diecast, then this should be the car to get, since last year it was on the PTC mold. So yeah, but that wraps up on the newly released diecast. Now we are going to get on to the newest pre-orders, guys. Yep, pre-orders are always fun to do, and of course we're only gonna be covering, I think, two of the pre-orders that really caught my eye that we're going to be talking about. And the first one up is none other than my favorite driver, Cousin Carl, your former Darlington, your defending Darlington 500, your Darlington Southern 500 champion. Really cool to finally see him driving a throwback car for this year. But however, though, guys, if you guys are some old-time NASCAR fans, or any of you guys who grew up in the 2000s, then you'll see that this paint scheme does look very familiar. Well, let's just say Carl Edwards and Eris have teamed up to put together a replica of Tony Stewart's rookie year car. And what can I say, guys? This is just I don't know what to say. It's definitely breathtaking. I mean, this besides the Rainbow Warrior car from last year, it probably has to go with it as well. I mean, I know it's kind of odd seeing the number 19 on there, but to see, especially my favorite driver, to finally get a Darlington throwback car, and it's kind of cool to see this because Eris is already, has the color orange, so really cool way that they decided to actually use an inspiration from Home Depot, because guys, Home Depot is no longer a sponsor in NASCAR, so this is a great opportunity, to fill that in right there, because Eris, I think, is the only company I know that uses orange for a paint scheme. So I liked the idea that they decided to go with this, and I think Matt Kens is also running a Tony Stewart tribute card as well. Can't quite remember what it is, but it's going to be really cool seeing those two cars out on the track, especially this one for sure. What a great tribute for the great Tony Stewart, who is going to be making his final run at the Southern 500 this year. So it's going to be one hell of an event to turn into. Hopefully, just maybe we'll see Carl Edwards get into victory lane again, and hopefully he could get that win at Darlington, or I like to say Carlington now. Man, that was a good time right there when they decided to change to Carlington. Carl Edwards fans, embrace it, guys, embrace it. Hopefully this car will get made. Please, for the love of God, pre-order this car. Please. But also, we also got the Jeff Gordon 24 Ever car. This is actually a Jeff Gordon / Chase Elliott car, but if you guys have heard of all the news with Jeff Gordon, guys, yep, Jeff Gordon has came out of retirement, and he is going to be back at Indy and Pocono to fill in for Dale Earnhardt Jr., which God bless him. Everybody here on the NASCAR Diecast News wishes the best of luck for Dale Jr.'s recovery, and hopefully he will make it back to a race car very soon, as he is one of my favorite drivers, as well as NASCAR's favorite as well. But really, see Jeff Gordon is back in the saddle once again, and who knows, guys? Maybe he could go for another Brickyard 400 win, guys. But pretty cool to see that Jeff Gordon is making headlines again, and now we're actually getting a tribute car, which a lot of people had mixed feelings about this car. I mean, I guess for the hardcore Jeff Gordon fans, it looks really cool. I mean, I kind of expected that they would have done something like this, because in 2012 they made a fantasy-looking car that had all this paint schemes with the rainbow and the flames, and then the black flames that they had. Well, the black and the flames from 2009 scheme. Which was pretty cool, I have to say. So, it was like a cool evolution, and I like how that transitioned. This one, however, just looks kind of odd. I mean, the colors don't really blend well. I mean, you got the Rainbow Warrior on the front, and then you got his Homestead Miami Final Ride car in the middle, and then, of course, you got, the current driver of the 24 car, Chase Elliott, on the back. I don't know, I mean, it's cool to see this as a fantasy car, but I say it's a good-looking car, I don't know. It does look kind of odd. I mean, I still probably preferred the Jeff Gordon 2012 fantasy car that they had. I mean, that one actually blended very well. This one, it's like a collage that went horribly wrong. I don't know, but like I said, for any Jeff Gordon fans out there, I'm sure my good friends Matt Faust and Matt Dierkel will definitely get this car. And if you're a big Jeff Gordon fan, I'd probably recommend pre-order this car because it's a good tribute for the legendary number 24 car, and that's why it's called the #24ever fantasy diecast. But it's a different looking car. That's all I gotta say right there, for sure. But now we're going on to the final topic, guys, which of course has to be the cancellations. And the cancellations are always a fun thing to talk about. So yeah, let's get started with the cancellations, guys. And we're gonna start things off with, of course, the none other than your defending Daytona Coke 0400 winner, which is Brad Keselowski. So the 124 Elite version has been canceled, guys. So that kind of wasn't a surprise right there because, there's not too many people who are big fans of Brad Keselowski, especially after what happened with him and, Jeff Gordon, which happened almost 2 years ago. I think Brad Keselowski, he's one of those Penske guys I think, not too people don't really like because of his driving attitude, but he's been really good at the super speedways now, and he might be a big threat when Talladega comes up for the chase race. So look out for none other than Brad Keselowski, guys. Maybe he's going to steal another win, and he's looking pretty strong, guys, so he might be one of your championship contenders for this year, whether you guys like it or not, so who knows. But however, the people I've spoken in, his 124 Elite version has been canceled. And speaking of more cancellations, we also got another Austin Dillon diecast that has been canceled. His Dow Salutes America, hell yeah. Too bad, of course, we have another NASCAR Salutes car that has been canceled, and this one, of course, was a tip of the iceberg right here. His last year's car was just as weird because I thought that car was canceled, but it actually got uncanceled and actually got made last year. However, with this case, I don't think it's going to happen because this car just looks kind of, I don't want to say dull, but just, I don't know, it just doesn't really pop as last year's, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I guess I can see why this car is canceled, and plus, like I said, not too many people are fans of the Dillon brothers, so I can see why both scales were canceled for this car. But the next car definitely is pretty screwed up, especially since it's for a good cause. The Casey King Great Clips Children's Hospital car has been canceled for both scales, and I could probably tell that this car was only canceled because maybe it just doesn't look good. But however, though, guys, you got to really think about this car. A child did make this car, which I kind of like the creative aspect about this car, coming from a child's standpoint. So that's pretty cool to see right there. But just you can't really blame Lionel for canceling this. It's just it's basically the consumers who buy this diecast, which is you, me, and many of us. I guess this is a very underrated car, which is very unfortunate because this car was supporting a really good cause, and I really do appreciate for Hendrick Motorsports, Casey Kane, and all of his sponsors for getting this car out on the track. But however, though, it's not going to be made in diecast form, which is very unfortunate. So another missed opportunity right there for Lionel to getting this car canceled, for sure. We also got yet another Bubba Wallace car, which was canceled as well. His loudmouth exhaust car, which ran at the Daytona race, the nighttime Daytona race, which happened on 4th of July weekend. So sad to see yet another Bubba Wallace car getting canceled. He's one of those underfunded drivers that really just doesn't get that much recognition, and just he's kind of heading to the, for diecast wise, he's kind of heading to that direction with Chris Buescher. I can't say he drives anything like Chris Buescher, and I don't think he'll follow in the footsteps as Chris Buescher, but just diecast-wise, he's falling to that same line, guys. Because you guys remember already, we only had one Chris Buescher car that was made, and kind of going for the same way with Bubba Wallace, because most of his cars have been canceled for this year, and there was only one car that was made last year. So who knows, guys? Who knows if we're ever going to get a Bubba Wallace car getting made so far, from what I know, because all of his other cars, a good majority of them have been canceled from what I know. We also got an update on the Kurt Busch 41 Pocono race win car. If you guys did tune in on the last few episodes of the NASCAR Diecast News, this car was canceled in the 124 Elite version, but now it is canceled in the 124 ARC Standard version. So there's going to be no way to get this car now since it's canceled in both 124 versions, which is very unfortunate because I know a lot of Kurt Busch fans were really looking forward to see this Haas and Monster collaborative scheme to finally come to life because, they can only do it in the 124s, but a big opportunity now wasted to finally see this car getting canceled. So yeah, that's pretty cool right there. We also got AJ Allmendinger's number 47 Bush's Beans car as well. That is canceled. So yeah, like I said, another AJ Allmendinger car getting canceled, especially with another main sponsor like Bush's Beans. Like it's similar to what happened on the last couple episodes of NASCAR Diecast News. His Kingsford and Scott's car were canceled, which ironically they did not put a render up as well, which I am very familiar that those cars were not even going to be made, but Lionel did put them on the website, on the Lionel Racing forum. So I only go by what Lionel Racing does. So if they do make mistakes, then I do apologize for that. As for any of you guys who said that the Allmendinger cars were not even offered, so I do apologize for that. But for his Bush's Beans car, guys, it is canceled in both scales, which is very unfortunate, but I can probably see why this car got canceled because there is another Bush's car that was made, and it's Bush's Grilling Beans car for this year, which has a lot more of a brighter scheme. It's like it's the Bush's car with orange and yellow, so maybe that car popped out more. I think it's sold out on Lionel Racing, so it looks like we're going to get that car made instead of this one, which makes a lot more sense. I mean, I'm always up for a new AJ Allmendinger car that looks different, and this is definitely one that kind of didn't surprise me, but still kind of shocking for this driver right here. But that basically wraps up all the NASCAR Diecast news that we got to talk about, guys. But once again, guys, I know I probably said this on the beginning of the intro, but once again, guys, I cannot thank you guys enough for your amazing support of the NASCAR Diecast news. Last episode for NASCAR Diecast News 150, it was a big hit, it was a success, and for any of you guys who tuned in and watched it live, thank you guys for waiting patiently on all the hiccups and screw-ups that happened. But during the show it went smooth and we had no cutouts, but then after the after show did went a little chaotic, but we pulled it off well, and sorry that the ending didn't really ended up too well, but hopefully I can make it up to you guys as well. And I do apologize for, of course, for the recording kind of got screwed up. I don't know what YouTube did, but it didn't capture any of the recording of the NASCAR Diecast news when it was live. So any of you guys who did tune in and watched it, you guys were in for a good treat. But as for the others, once again, I feel really bad. I apologize, and hopefully with this announcement I'm about to show you guys, we'll make it up to you guys as for there. So I'm hoping I can do those live streams again. They were very successful, and maybe I can do it on every 10th episode now, guys, if you guys really love those live streams. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think I should return with the live streams? I just know how to set up a better one next time, but this is how you learn. Once you get better at the live streams, everything will go smoother and smoother, and then we'll have a good perfect show. So appreciate your guys' feedback. It's always a good learning experience for the feedback that I receive. But as for your wonderful feedback that I got on NASCAR Diecast 150, I got a good treat for you guys to wrap up this show. I'm going to do a giveaway announcement, and we're going to pull up the picture right here. So you see right here, I'm giving away some free stuff for your guys' support. So I'm going to be giving away some cards that I got from last year, which were autographed NASCAR Diecast News Hero cards, which are autographed by me, by myself, and Race Day 2011, Robbie Noonan himself, the Diecast King, because we're really good friends, so hell, we're really close, me and Rob. We go back a long ways. But yeah, definitely this is a really big treat for all you guys. I have 48 of these cards, so there's a good amount of opportunities you guys to get this card for this card, and also you get some free diecast. Well, I mean, hell, a free hero card and a free diecast, doesn't like that. But you see on this picture, I do got some Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 2014 promotional diecast, and some and another 2014 promo, which is a Kurt Busch Atlas Copco card. And if you guys want to win this, all you got to do, and listen up on me very closely on these rules, all you guys have to do is just guess what will be the best selling diecast or the least selling diecast. If you guys are familiar with what the best selling diecast is, I do that on the beginning of the show, before I show off on the show and all that. I show you guys the best selling diecast. So I want you guys to find out what will be the best deadly diecast or the least deadly diecast for the next episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. And what the nominees are will actually be the diecast I just reviewed. So you guys will have to choose between the 2015 Jeff Gordon Pepsi chase car, the 2016 Brad Keselowski Worth car, the 2016 Danica Patrick Aspen Dental, the 2016 Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Fastenal, or the 2016 Eric Almirola Smith. This will only be 164 exclusive only because we had more 164s than 124s, so it would be a little more obvious and make it a little more, it would make it a little more interesting to see what the results will be. But and I will pick the winner for next week, and you will be awarded with a car and a hero card, and I will announce 2 winners right there. So you guys have a choice. You can either do the best selling diecast or the least selling diecast. Now feel free to comment on the video below, and all for that matters. So yeah, and also got another announcement, guys. I will be going to the Watkins Glen Cup race. This was kind of a last minute decision for me, but I decided to go because I wanted to see Tony Stewart race for one last time, and this will be another opportunity for you guys to meet up with me and Race Day 2011. We already got a good amount of requests that actually want to come and meet us. So where are we going to be exactly? Well, I will be there on Sunday, while Rob is going to be there on both Saturday and Sunday, for that matters. But for say, I think 2 hours or like a good hour before the race, we will be at the Fanatics tents like we were last year. I think we'll stop by the Gypsy tents on downtown Watkins Glen, which will be around probably like somewhere a couple hours before the race starts, so like probably 8 or 9ish at the least. And then we'll head on down to the Fanatics tents, where we'll be by the diecast. So yeah, if you see any diecast tents, feel free to look for us, and you just gotta look for orange, guys. That's a keyword, orange. So I'll be wearing an orange Carl Lever shirt and an orange Eris hat, and just look for Rob's bright orange hair, and should be easy to spot us, guys. If you do end up finding us, we will award you guys with a free hero card autographed by us, and maybe I'll give you guys a free diecast. Just a good way of saying thanks for supporting both me and Rob's channels. So and heck, you get to hang out with us clowns, so that's gonna be fun right there. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the NASCAR Diecast News, and once again, thank you guys for all your support. Can't really appreciate enough. This is the reason why this channel and this YouTube video series, because it's all for you guys, and so be it. So yep, guys, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and for more on the NASCAR Diecast News, and also on my channel for NASCAR Diecast News related stuff, and also NASCAR Diecast. But until then, guys, this is Rick Bryce signing off for now. So I'll see you guys on the next episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, or I'll see you guys all at Watkins Glen on August, in the beginning of August. So we'll see you guys next time here on the NASCAR Diecast News. And this is Rick Bryce signing off, and so long for now.